The quarterfinals of the college football playoffs are here, and it's exciting stuff. New Year's Eve, the Miami Hurricanes take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. It is going to be an absolutely insane game. Miami takes the win in College Station against Texas A&M 10-3. Wasn't the game that I was expecting. I thought that game was going to be a shootout on the complete other side. I was talking like 41-38. I thought it was going to be an offensive shootout. It was the complete opposite. And then Ohio State, remember, they're coming off a loss in the Big Ten championship game against Indiana, made them lose number 1 overall seed. They're now the number 2 seed. They lost 13-10 in that game. A lot of people are doubting Ohio State against Miami in this one. I kind of find it a little bonkers. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just, to me, it's kind of weird. But when they talk about the process, when they go through the entire things, they say about the experience at quarterback. People will say, yeah, I'll hand it to Miami. Carson Beck has experience over Julian Sayin. Okay, well, Julian Sayin was in the Heisman Trophy race. How can you give Carson Beck the nod? Okay, either way. They talk about the receiver game. Some people like to say that Malachi Toney's the best freshman in college. I'm one of those. But how can you say that he's better than Jeremiah Smith? I can't do that. And then if you look at the defensive trenches and things like that, maybe Miami has the advantage. Okay, I can give you that side. But people are saying that Ohio State has no chance to beat Miami, and I think they're completely wrong here.
To say no chance is wild. Okay. And I know that there are people out there that are saying that. Like, you're not just making this up. That's crazy to think. But when I do look at the numbers, it's probably closer than I would have thought. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. Going into this one, I was going to take Ohio State all the way, right? Like, this was going to be a blowout, or if not a blowout, certainly never a close game. And even if it was by score a close game, it was never going to feel like a close game, if you know what I mean. There are certainly those out there. I felt like this was Ohio State's game to lose, but then I dive into the numbers, and I'm looking at a few things here. And Miami this season really does match up pound for pound with Ohio State. And that was very surprising to me. So there are, the people out there that are the keyboard warriors, if you will, defending Miami. Great. Go ahead, have fun. I could see where you're coming from a little bit. I don't think you're right, though. And what it comes down to for me is it kind of the deduction that I've come to, the conclusion is Miami's a much better team than I thought. This is probably going to be a closer game than I anticipated. But Ohio State still has that top-tier talent, that potential to be extremely explosive, and they've been there before. It feels like Ohio State, obviously, the defending national champions, has that, we've been here mentality. Obviously facing Tennessee at home last year, it feels like a kind of a repeat of that a little bit. It's not, I know it's not entirely, it's very much different, but it feels like that to me, where Tennessee and Ohio State are legitimate teams. Tennessee was a good team last year. They got their doors blown in a little bit. That's what I thought it was going to be. So, yeah, you're exactly right. There are people out there that are defending Miami, and the stats do show that, but I don't think it's going to, I think it's going to come into intangibles for me.
I think it's going to be a close game. I don't know if I even want to pick Ohio State to win this football game, but I will say that I think it's a lot closer than a lot of people are giving credit to. The fact that people are saying that Ohio State doesn't deserve a chance in this one is completely wild to me. Well, let's remember who won the national championship game last year. Let's just remember that for just a quick second. And although they lost to Indiana by 3 points, Indiana is seen as the best team in the country right now. And the only loss that Ohio State has is a 3-point loss to them in the Big Ten championship game. Miami, on the flip side, has had some losses. Miami has had some issues at quarterback when it comes to turnovers and things like that. I will give them credit, though. They have one of the best pass rushes in college football. I mean, it's insane. They're the 4th best pass rushing team when it comes to team sacks in all of college football. If you want to look at that Big Ten championship game, Julian Sayin was sacked 5 times against Indiana. He was only sacked 13 or 11 times all season, 5 against Indiana, that Big Ten championship game. They found something. Miami, if you think Indiana could find it, Miami's going to be able to do that same thing. Miami's going to be able to expose them. Now, we've had this conversation before. I'll go back to that Oklahoma-Alabama game earlier this season in the college football playoffs last round. I said I think the reason that Oklahoma could win this game is they get and pressure Ty Simpson, because Oklahoma is one of the best pass rushing teams in the country. They were the best. And it was the flip side. Alabama got to Oklahoma more than Oklahoma did. Can Ohio State flip the script here? That's what I'm trying to say. The numbers, if you want to play this game on paper, which we don't, But if you want to play this game on paper, when you look at the talent levels, you look at the position groups, you look at how they compare to other things, you might give the majority of the edge to Miami. But can Ohio State flip the script? Say we've been here before. Even though Julian Saint's not the guy that was here for us, we have been here before.
Yeah, I think that Ohio State's defense is going to do a really good job of shutting down Miami. Any explosive attempts that they might have, there are going to be a few. Obviously, it's a football game, right? Someone's going to miss a tackle here or there. It does happen. But I think for the most part, Ohio State's defense will shut down Miami's explosive offense, which leaves Miami a little bit out to dry. I don't think that when Miami has the ball, they're averaging 6.3 yards to go on third. If they end up in that situation, it's a little bit it's a little tough, when you're at third and relatively long. Obviously that's not super long, but Ohio State averaging 5.7 yards to go on third down. Like, I think that Ohio State's offense is a better machine if they don't get the explosive plays, and I think that they're going to lean into that. Ohio State just needs to make Miami play football, and Ohio State is the better football team here. I know that might not be everybody's opinion, but it's felt like that all year long, and I'm sticking with my gut. This Miami team, it felt like they kind of just backdoor covered, found their way in the playoff. Like, I'm sticking with my feeling on that. Ohio State is the better team, and I think that you're going to have an argument for Miami to win this game. I don't think it comes down to even the championship pedigree. I think Ohio State's a better team, but when you factor in the fact that they are national champions from last season, give me the Buckeyes.
If Ohio State can make sure that Sand doesn't get sacked 5 times like he did in the Big Ten championship game, I think they're fine. If Miami finds a way to fix their offense because it was completely gone, it was vanished, it disappeared against Texas A&M, both offenses were completely gone in that game, then maybe they stand a chance. I don't think when you look at the position groups, you look at talent level, you go back and forth. Yeah, you might be able to give the edge to Miami on paper, sure. But I think you have to remember that we played this game not on paper. You played on grass. And Carson Beck threw for 103 yards against Texas A&M. I think Ohio State is a better defensive team than Texas A&M. I think that Carson Beck could have a very hard time with Ohio State. I'm saying the Buckeyes win this football game. And not only do I say they win this football game, I think they win by more than one possession. I think they win by 10. And they prove to them, like, hey, you should have never slept on us. You should have never slept on the defending national champions. We are going to be right back in the mix of this. We are going to remind folks why Miami was seen as the last team in this bracket and why we were not. And I'm taking the Buckeyes to win this game for sure.
I cannot believe that people are counting Ohio State out entirely.
That
is the craziest part of this whole thing.
I couldn't believe it either. Yeah, I'm not making that up. Like, it's prominent national folks that are doing it. And it's not just like the social media burners. It is prominent. You go search some other previews on YouTube after listening to this one, you'll find them. You'll find those takes, and it's completely egregious.
It feels like just farming for clicks, man. But we don't do that here at Marvin Rao. No, we talk about the legit stuff. We're just real football dudes, or basketball dudes, or golf dudes, or hockey dudes. Just sports dudes.
Yeah, just dudes. Let's get on out of here, and we'll be back here tomorrow. We got more college football previews to discuss, some NFL content to discuss. I mean, who's going to be the MVP? We'll find that out after Monday Night Football. Can Stafford keep up with Drake May? Got a lot of stuff to talk about on tomorrow's episode, so be sure to stick around. Be sure to be back here tomorrow morning, right here on Marvin Rao in the morning.